Hey there and welcome to the introductory video about ChatGPT. And in this video, we're going to be going through what is GPT and also ChatGPT, how did we get here, and basically the technology behind it. So what is GPT? GPT, if you're not familiar, stands for Generative Pre-training Transformer. And it's basically a type of AI that can generate human-like text by predicting the next word in a sequence. So if I give it a sentence, it's able to predict what the next word is going to be and then the word after that, and so on and so forth. Basically, it's like a super smart writing assistant that can learn and adapt to new tasks and languages by analyzing a whole bunch of data. But the real question is, what can you do with GPT? So if we go a little bit back to when GPT was made by OpenAI, it was used for a whole bunch of things. And if you go on their website, you can actually see on OpenAI's website a whole bunch of use cases for GPT itself. But now when we have ChatGPT, what that does is it takes all the GPT goodness and applies it to a real-time conversation so you can ask it questions, make statements, or just have a casual chat, and GPT will respond with text that's generated based on the patterns and relationships that it learned from analyzing all the data. So that's a bit of a background on ChatGPT, but let's get into how we can start using it and learn how to start using OpenAI's ChatGPT. So what you're going to want to do is head over to openai.com. Once you get here, there's a whole bunch of information. You can jump on, have a look at the research, blog about, and even their API. And we can get into that in another course. But right up the top, what you'll find is this text introducing ChatGPT. Now, of course, they're going to put it right at the top because that's what everyone's looking for. If we click on try, it's going to open up a tab with ChatGPT. I'm going to start from scratch, have no account, and show you exactly how you can get started and set up your account. So what you want to do is click sign up, and it's going to take you back to OpenAI's authentication page. I want to sign in with Google. Wait for that to load a little bit. It gets us all signed in and just asks us about our information. So yeah, asks me for a phone number. Now, once you enter your phone number and it sends you the code, just enter the code in. It'll verify that and take you straight to this page. Now, a couple of things to note is this is a free research preview, so there is a good chance that ChatGPT will no longer be free once the free preview is over. There is a message here that says, while we have safeguards in place, the system may occasionally generate incorrect or misleading information and produce offensive or biased content. It is not intended to give advice. Now, this is a disclaimer that's there, but also one thing to note is that it has been programmed to avoid giving information or advice that may lead to malice or swear words or anything like that, anything vulgar, offensive, rude. So I guess try avoid that because you probably won't get the response that you're after. We click through all of the disclaimers, and when we hit done, we're into ChatGPT. One thing that's probably not a surprise is that it looks like a chat conversation. So you've got on the left a whole bunch of options. So you've got dark mode, light mode. You can switch between the two. You can go into OpenAI's Discord, so there you can ask a bunch of questions. You can interact with other people using OpenAI's tools, ChatGPT. There is an FAQ section you can log out. And one of the important sections that I use a lot is the new chat. So up in the top left corner, you'll find new chat, and there you can actually organize the chat conversations that you're having with ChatGPT. Now, one of the cool things about generating new chats rather than continuing everything in one conversation is that you're able to maintain the context and the background in the conversation. So in each chat that you create in ChatGPT, you're able to maintain the context of that conversation and continue that at a later date. Now, this wasn't originally available maybe about a month ago when it first launched. So every time you would log in, it would clear your chat and you would have to start from scratch. But now if I come in, I just head over to a specific chat and I can pick up where I left off. It's like having a bunch of friends where each one knows a different fact about you. Now, if we go to the main UI interface of ChatGPT, we can see there's a bunch of examples. It tells you the capabilities and the limitations. So as we can see here, you can ask it to explain quantum computing in simple terms, give you ideas for a 10-year-old's birthday, or even make a HTTP request in JavaScript. So yes, it does write code, but we will get to that in another video. Another important thing to note is that its knowledge post 2021 is very limited. So if you're asking it very date or event specific information post 2021, there is a good chance that it'll get it wrong, although it does know some of that information. If we want to get started, all we have to do is ask it a simple question like explain quantum computing in simple terms. And we hit enter and just wait for ChatGPT to give us a response. Now, it does take some time and go through and type this all out, so it doesn't just spit it all out onto your screen. So you will have to wait for the response to finish. One of the things that I'm kind of waiting for them to bring out is the ability to cancel a request. So sometimes if it's writing something too long and from the first paragraph, you can already tell that it's kind of not going down the path that you wanted, to be able to cancel that. But right now you have to wait until it finishes and then type and make some improvements. What we can do here is ask it to make the response a little shorter, and it'll do exactly that. It'll give you that in basically a more concise paragraph or two. Two more things you want to consider when taking a look at ChatGPT's interface is the ability to edit the title of a chat and delete the chat, but you can also regenerate a response. So if you weren't happy with the response that it gave you, you can just hit regenerate response and it'll actually completely erase that response and generate a new one. The randomness of the response is obviously dependent on the prompt that you gave it and also how much information is available on a specific topic, but we'll go into that once we reach the chapter of prompt engineering.